think probably nothing will teach you more than just experimenting. Do as many different things as you have the nerve to do. Shoo, just go for it. There. Sometimes you learn more from mistakes than you do from trying so hard.
You need to create something in your life, and the act of creation might just be the thing that's missing. The pleasure of creation is understated and I think underenjoyed. Having a project you work on brings excitement, novelty, and an unparalleled sense of purpose. Even something as small as cleaning your house or taking on a DIY project to fix something in your home can spark serious wonder and a sense of timelessness or flow state. Now, creation has usually been associated with the arts. We think about paintings, photography, sculpture, cinema, and music as the prime avenues for self-expression. And there is a good reason for this. They are some of the works where we can best feel the humanity and purpose with which their designers made them. Like a shortcut to our souls, the arts can penetrate the fog that usually clouds our minds to the beauty that surrounds us. This isn't a good or a bad thing, it's just the way things developed. There is, however, a problem that has accompanied it. We have collectively outsourced creation to this select group of artists, making it an exclusive skill only some humans possess. And this is just not true. We all have a natural desire for creation. It's just that we refuse to recognize it as worthy for most things. There can be no limits or exclusivity to what creation is. When I talk about creators, it's just another word for artists. I'm using it precisely to try to shift away from the previous myth of this form of expression being possible only in the established arts. In truth, any person who creates is an artist, and every artist is a creator. Via the expression of your unique point of view, you add something beautiful to the world. And any creation can spark this beauty, all the way from the Sistine Chapel to the backyard treehouse. It is creation and therefore art. This realization was a turning point in my life. This notion that I too could be a creator despite being horrible in all the classical forms of art. As a kid, my drawing and painting skills weren't just below average, they were and still are in the bottom percentile. I truly have never met someone with so little talent or skill for it as myself. Due to this exceptional inability from a young age, I rejected the idea and appeal of art from my mind. I would tell myself I was simply meant for the other side of life. Logic and practicality would be the things I would let dictate how I lived, and what I based my life around for a long time. I thought that I could simply live a life without art and, fundamentally, beauty. They were complementary things for which I have no interest. But there can be no abandoning of beauty. It is imbued in everything. It's just that we sometimes can't recognize it. I certainly refuse to acknowledge it in almost everything. When I started working out, I just wanted the most scientific training possible to get me results. What didn't matter if I even enjoyed it? When I wanted to eat healthier, I just wanted the most nutrient-dense meals. It became my trademark to say, food is just fuel. I don't care about taste or anything else. When I started reading, I immediately discarded all fiction books. I just needed to get as much information as possible to help me succeed in the real world. I couldn't fathom the power that stories would come to have in my life. It would take me a long time to slowly break out of this mindset of practicality above all else. But as I did, I just found myself enjoying everything, well, a lot more. The desire for expression must be fulfilled, even if you don't consider yourself an artsy person like I did. But expression of that which is in our souls can't be brought about if we simply carry on living our lives without real effort to do so. This is also another common misconception about creation. that it should somehow come naturally or be easy. But as anyone who has ever made something good can attest, there is a lot of struggle in the process of making. You usually have to fail a lot, start over 100 drafts, struggle with being uninspired, tired, and hopeless. Creation itself can be made in 30 minutes or less and be flawless. But what leads to those 30 minutes is never easy. All creators share the experience of resistance against the work. To find your calling, you have to put yourself in a position where your passion can present itself. And the only way of doing this is through self-experimentation. Listening to your intuition and pursuing all paths that spark some natural curiosity inside of you. Something drawing your attention should be a sign for you to go experiment with it. Creating a project around it is not only the best way to find out if you enjoy it, but also the best way to learn. You won't know if woodworking speaks to you until you've built something with your own hands. And you won't know if writing is your thing until you've filled a few pages. You won't know if cooking brings you joy unless you spend some evenings lost in a recipe. I spent years believing I had nothing to create because I couldn't draw or paint. What I didn't understand is that creation isn't about the medium, but the act itself. Whether that's a meal, a garden, a piece of code, or a restored piece of furniture, or yes, even a painting. The medium doesn't matter. What matters is that you made it. I eventually found my medium, not in painting or drawing, but in writing, in fitness, and in creating videos like this. None of these fit the traditional mold of art I had rejected as a kid, but they are art, they are creation, and they brought back the beauty I tried so hard to eliminate from my own life. The final message I'd like to leave you with is that your medium is out there too. It might not look like what you expect it to, and it might not be what people in general consider as creative. But once you find it, you'll know it, and you'll realize what you've been missing so far. Creation isn't reserved just for artists. It's there for anyone that wants to make something, and that includes you.